Hi guys, welcome back to the channel again. So today is day 7 of taking the challenges. Today has been a tough day because we had a very good day yesterday. We were able to actually make it $2,300 profit throughout the whole day, both in London and New York session. And for today though, I actually did hit my max loss, so I did lose. In London, I did ended up losing a $912, so I kind of hit my max loss limit, so cannot trade on this account anymore. I do want to go in and sort of analyze the price action today because I did have my generic setup happen. It just didn't, the setup didn't look the way how it's supposed to look, and that's why it was actually quite difficult to trade this setup. It is a strategy that I spoke about in my channel quite a lot. It is a strategy that I was able to consistently profit off, but I wasn't able to execute it well throughout today's session, which was very annoying because yeah, the strategy played out exactly how I explained it. It's just that my execution was done extremely poorly. So I do want to sort of go in and analyze the market and tell you guys exactly what happened and what could I have done better. So today, right, let's just look into daily chart. So from last week, the market has sell off pretty strongly, and when I come to the market around the London session, as you can see, market sell off, and we got into this area, an order block on the daily chart. So this area obviously is quite difficult to trade it through because this was the only area from the previous run up that market kind of halted. Obviously there's a bit of an efficiently traded area, so obviously when the price comes to this area, there's going to be some sort of resistance for the market to trade it through, and it's very unlikely the market will trade it throughout the London session, right? If the market was going to trade this through this area, it would be most likely happening in New York. So this is a very important area on the high time frame analysis. So when I see this before I come to London, it kind of affected my buys because, as I explained to you guys through my strategy video, and if you want to actually just learn about that strategy, it's on my YouTube channel. But when you see the markets, right, when you come into market, this particular strategy is that this is the daily open. Market has clearly traded towards to a single direction before we come to the market at 230, right? So this was 230. Right, as I explained to you guys, I generally sit in front of my computer at 2:30 to start to take a trade around that time. So when you see a clear single direction, the only trade that we are allowed to take, the only position that we are allowed to take is in line with the same direction that the market is trending, which in this case it's a bearish. So when we see that, we mark out the 50% level, okay? So actually I'm gonna make this a blue color because if I make it yellow, that we cannot see, right? So this is a daily open, this is 230. When we see a clear trending market to the single direction, we mark it out to a 50% level, right? Sorry, this was the 50% level. We make it blue and we'll make it this color. So this is a 50% level, right? We want to see a PD array that's below the 50% level. Actually, I'm gonna make it another color. Let's just make it orange. We need to look for a PD array below that 50% level, and then we need to actually take the short position in that level. So when I see this, obviously this price action hasn't happened then, right? So when I see come into the market at this time, this was the 230. Below 50% level is the order block here. This was the only order block. If I look at a 50-minute chart, this was the order block here, okay? To take that trade, to take that spot. So the trade idea is I need to be taking a short at this level, and which I actually did initially when the price come here, which was at this level, which was after the market opened 3 o'clock. So when the price hit this level, I actually took a short on the mini contract, and then when I took a short, market impulsively move up, actually stopped me out, which was extremely annoying. So this was my initial attempt, and after market stopped me out, and I was like, you know what, today price action is a little bit weird because at the 50% level right there was actually an inefficiency. As you can see, there was an inefficiency. So I was like, maybe the price wanted to trade it up to the inefficiency and to do the reversal move. So I actually hesitated my second attempt in this level, but yeah, after the price stopped me out, it worked out exactly as it's supposed to, and it started traded down another 100 point, right? So this was our bread and butter setup that we spoke about. 50% and PD array below the 50% level, market just do a lag that is in line with the trend that's already created throughout Asia. So I completely missed out on this lag. And then when I missed out, I basically got tilted. So I was sort of over trading with a different setup that was not in my playbook, and I ended up hitting my daily loss limit, which is quite annoying. But yeah, at the end, this was a difficult day to trade. Like as I explained to you guys. Well, first of all, this PD array here isn't as clean. You know, it's not a clean inefficiency below the 50%, and on top of that, there is an inefficiency right above the 50%, which make it a bit more confusing to actually decide which setup to take, right? So yeah, it was a tough day to take this setup, and I, to my credit, I did actually attempt it here, and I got stopped out because of the price action, which is quite choppy. Yeah, but then I should have insisted on this setup. I should have taken another setup here with a smaller size, right? But I didn't, which was, in my opinion, was just a pure, poor execution. So ended up missing this whole move right there, right? This 100%, 100-point move. I generally just look for 50 point. Even with 50 point, I would just target this area, which will still hit my target pretty easily, and I ended up missing that. And after I missed that, obviously, because considering the overall higher time frame analysis that I did before, I was like, you know what, the market is going to trend up. So I actually ended up taking a long here, and which I get stopped out right there, and then the market ended up reversing. So yeah, it was a pretty tough day to trade. It was a overall tough execution from my end, so there's no excuses. What I needed to do is I need to sort of go back to repractice the strategy that will basically helped me to make a lot of profit in previous months and also in this month. So I need to sort of double down on the single strategy that I actually traded extremely well. So I need to go back and practice more. Probably need to stop to taking any other setup in this account beside that one particular setup that I have had. So maybe that's something I will probably do. If I do that, I will come and announce in this channel. But yeah, that's pretty much the analysis for the market. Hopefully we do better tomorrow. Thanks guys, peace.